Ladies and gents, what's up? It's Pete Thorne. Welcome to the studio. Check it out from VS Audio. It's the Royal Flush Plus Dual Overdrive. Now, I did a video for the original version of this pedal a few years back, and it's very similar to this pedal, but this adds a couple of different features. So first of all, what's similar to the original version? Well, both of them feature two different drive circuits. It's a dual overdrive. You can use them independently or stack them into one another. One side is kind of a lower gain, ampy, early breakup sort of drive. And the other side's more of a mid-gain affair. I hear it as being a little darker, a little more mid-rangey. They're unique, and then you can stack them into one another for completely unique tones. So what's different on this Plus version? Well, it adds basically gain range. So you've got these new edge switches here. You can turn these on. There's one on either channel, and it's going to up the gain, up the fatness, and give you even more than what the original pedal did. And another thing that's different on this pedal, you actually get two sets of ins and outs, or you can also use the second sort of in and out as an effect loop. I think the most common use would maybe be if you've got this pedal on a pedal board with a switcher, you could then patch each drive into the switcher and access each side separately using a different loop on whatever switcher you've got. Or maybe you've got your pedals racked like in a drawer and they're plugged into a remote kind of MIDI control and switcher system like RJM makes and companies like that. You'd be able to then utilize both sides of the pedal even if the pedal is on a rack drawer. So in my song at the beginning of the video, I tried to use a wide range of tones and wide range of gain. I really like the left side for just like edge of breakup tone. Is it dirty? Is it not? That was the first part that started this in the song at the beginning of the video. I used that side with the edge switch in the down position, which is less gain. But then as we get into the tune a little bit later on, like there's the main lead guitar part. For that, I'm actually stacking both sides into one another. And I had the edge switch turned on the left side for a little bit more sustained fatness and gain. So that's a tone you wouldn't be able to get out of the original pedal. Now in the last solo, last little lead guitar part that plays over the outro, I had both the edge switches off and I am just stacking both sides then. So I'm going to show you what both sides sound like independently, also stacked. I'm going to show you what the edge switches do. I'm also going to use my TC looper in a little bit here, so that'll free up my hands. I can turn the knobs on both sides, hit the switches, all that good stuff. By the end of this video, you'll know what this does. Alright, so I just recorded the rhythm parts in this little tune of mine, and I want to show you using this guitar part that I played, the difference between the tone of the two sides of the pedal, the two different drive circuits. Basically, I always hear the drive on the left as being a little stringier, a little more scooped, a little maybe, bottom end, top end, a little more scooped in the mids, and pretty ampy. And then the one on the right I always hear as being a little darker, a little fuller. So let me just show you the difference. I've got the switch here in the upper position, which kind of adds fullness and gain on the right side. So let me turn that off for a sec. I've also got the gain down a little bit lower, so let's bump that up a bit so that the gain is more similar between the two sides. Can you hear what I'm talking about with this side being a little bit more sort of scooped out a little bit and this side being a little darker, a little fuller, I think. So the way that I tracked the part in the song at the beginning of the video is I actually had the switch on the right side in the upper position, which adds gain, fullness, and then I had the switch in the down position on the left side. So once again, this is kind of the tone that I had going on the two sides. So you got those two complementary drive sounds. And then of course you can stack them, which is what I'm going to do for some of the more lead guitar single note stuff in the song coming up. You might find that it gets a little too much then, so drop that switch down there on the right side, make it a little bit less gainy. That's pretty cool tone right there. I like that. And for this, I've got everything kind of in between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock as far as the volume controls, the tone controls, the drive controls on both sides, and both the switches in the down position. So for the last little lead guitar part that kind of goes over the outro, I arrived at this setting that I really like. I've got both the drive controls on about, or gain controls on about 3 o'clock. Got both volumes at noon. And I've got the tone control on the left side at about 11 o'clock, tone control on the right side at about 1 o'clock. Not exactly a high gain sound, but it's definitely kind of like a vintage style solo drive sound, I think. Fairly amp-like in character, I would say. When I start to turn on both the switches, what I hear happening is the tone gets a little bit more like thick, almost like adding like maybe a fuzz or something like that. For the middle solo in the tune, I'm stacking both sides, and I do have the switch on the left side in the upper position, giving me more gain, more fatness, more everything. The switch is called Edge. I really hear it as adding, like maybe edge, but also gain and thickness. When you turn it up, things definitely get gainier. I'll show you what I mean. So, right? I mean, there's a definite thickening that happens in the mids. Then I'll turn on the other side. Definitely a high gain sound. This is with both drives at about 3 o'clock. And when you vary the drive controls, of course, because they're different drive circuits, you get different character. And, you know, that's the beauty of stacking drives, right? All the complexities. So I'll just vary the drive control on each side so you can hear how that affects the sound. I've got it on the left side on about noon, and then on the right side it's on 3 o'clock now. Like that tone, that sounds good. Thanks for watching my video on the Royal Flush Plus from VS Audio. Terrific sound and dual drive pedal, two unique sides. I should also mention, forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, you can run this pedal 9 volts, 18 volts, or anywhere in between. 18 volts will give you more headroom, a little bit more of an amp-like feel. That's always the way I hear it. Like it gets a little less pedal-like, a little more amp-like the higher voltage you go. And so I used 18 volts in this video and I really quite liked it. Massively tweakable, and with those new edge switches, you get like all kinds of different gain tones that you couldn't get with the original version. Lots of flexibility with the ins and outs. What's not to like? You can check it out further at that link down there in the video description below. Click there, it'll take you to more info. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Pete Thorne. Take care. Over and out.